we have reached the finale of another great special, man. Yes, so let's close it out with a good one, close it out with a bang, and just close it out and lock the door behind you. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today for another reaction video. Yeah, I slipped my hands a little bit there. And yeah, for part 5 of this comedy special that we're getting into with Brad Williams, Daddy Issues. We're gonna close it out today. Yeah, man, I've had a good time getting to this one. The first one, Fun Size, was already funny as hell, and really got me prepared for this one. So the person who let me know about this one, hey, we got to this one too, and we've been having fun with it so far. You know, he's got a lot of different takes on things, obviously, and likes to make the stick up their ass people uncomfortable. I like that. I enjoy that very much. And yeah, we're gonna see how he's gonna close this one out, and hopefully it's gonna be a good one, man. I like what I've heard so far, and let's see how he's gonna close it out. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Brad Williams with Daddy Issues, part 5 of this stand-up comedy special. And if you like this reaction, please boom on the like button for me one time. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and leave a nice comment for your boy. Yes. Constructive critiques, leave a nice suggestion or request, and throw a couple jabs, jokes, and zingers at me. Friendly dialogue, no drama here. All right? None of that now. So, yeah, man, 4 parts down. I think the last one might have been, my face. I think the last one might have been 6 parts, I think. I don't remember exactly. Could have been more or less. I don't remember. But I do remember it being funny, and hopefully this is going to be another repeat of that. Let's go ahead and do this one. Brad Williams with Daddy Issues, part 5 of this comedy special, right here on Eddie B TV. Stand-up special Tuesday, man. Let's close another one out. Can't wait to get to the next one, too. For more laughs, that is. You guys know the deal. Man, I think I saw something in there fighting on each other. Some insects fighting in the corner of this place. Yeah, man. About to record that, be like a little National Geographic something. All right, let's get situated with this one, and here we go.
I know, I have a very fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah, so does
I
your
do,
boy.
but you have to understand where I get my sense of humor from. I get my sense of humor from my family, specifically my mom and dad, even more specifically my dad. Now, my parents are not dwarves. What? I know. I tell a lot of people that sometimes. They're like, what? Like, because they don't believe that tall people can have dwarf children. They like look at me, and when they ask me like, hey Brad, where are your mom and dad from? They think I'm gonna say, Narnia. That's not where they're from. And there's no dwarves in my family at all. I am the only one, so they weren't expecting it. So, like, my dad is this really athletic dude, tall athletic dude, and he thought his wife was gonna give birth to a football player. Instead, she shot out a football. And you gotta ask yourself, what would you do in that situation? What would you do if you found out your child was a little bit different? He wasn't gonna be like all the other kids. What would you do? How would you react if you knew for a fact your son was guaranteed to be bullied when he got to school? Hopefully, you do what my dad did. He bullied me first. But he did it in a very awesome way. He would make fun of me, and he would tell me like, all right, hit me back. Hit me back with something. That's what you're gonna do. Some kid's gonna come up to you. He's gonna make fun of you. What are you gonna do? You gonna cry about it? No, not my son. You're gonna make him regret saying that to you. You're gonna make him cry about it. That's what you're gonna do. So he molded me. He trained me. He prepared me like Yoda and Luke Skywalker. The sizes were reversed, but you get the idea. So by the time I got to kindergarten, I was a trained verbal assassin. I walked into kindergarten with some swag, like, I hope someone fucks with me today. Yeah. And someone did. Someone did fuck with me. I will never forget this. First day of school, we're all lined up, right? And we're taking roll. This kid runs out of line in front of the entire class, runs right up to me, points his finger in my face, and goes, ha ha, you're little. I looked at him and went, ha ha, your mom doesn't live with your dad anymore. Tears, tears, tears. I live in California. Yeah. I had a 50-50 shot at getting that one right.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, that's real.
He starts crying. I get sent to the principal's office. I'm sitting there in the office. It's me, it's the principal, it's the kid. Kid's still crying because he's a bitch. And the principal looks at me and goes, I can't believe you made him cry. I'm calling your father. do it.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it. So he gets the phone out. He calls my dad, gets my dad out of work, and says, Mr. Williams, I'm here with your son Brad. He's in my office today because he made another little boy cry at school. What do you have to say about that? Here's what my dad said. He goes, did he start it or did he finish it?
Okay. Yes.
I see.
Beautiful.
I see the old school parents clapping right now because you know what that means.
Yes.
Some of the younger parents are like, what are you talking about? Did he start or did he finish it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Bad. Both children made fun of each other. They should both be punished equally. They should be put in timeout. They should put in timeout, Brad. Timeout means they can't use their Xbox for 3 minutes. It's not good. They'll think about what they did, and then they'll be done, and they'll want to learn something, and they'll want to go outside. Now, before they go outside, though, it's very scary outside. So you want to dip your child in a big vat of Purell. Just dip them in that Purell. So there's no germs on them, but they can fall. So you want to be prepared for that. So you put a helmet on them. You put some wrist pads, some elbow pads, some knee pads, and then if they play competitive sports, even if they get last place, you can't hurt their self-esteem. So if they get last place, you give them a 3-foot-tall trophy, and at the bottom of it, it says, "You're special. Fuck you."
Yeah.
Fuck you. Stop it.
Fuck you.
Stop it.
Yes.
That's not what you do.
No.
Did you start it or did you finish it? Because you're never, ever, ever supposed to start a fight. But if you're in one, you better damn well finish that thing. That's the rule. If you start a fight, you're an asshole. If you finish it, you're a goddamn hero. That's the difference. So my dad says that too, and the principal goes, well, to be honest with you, he finished it. Then my dad says this on the speakerphone. He goes, well, problem with your school is not my son. Problem with your school is the other kid's a pussy. Click. I'm dancing around the office. That's my dad.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
Yes.
And then I looked at the other kid. I'm like, you see, that's what a father does. You would have no idea what a father does.
Bam.
Finish him.
Yes. Yes. Bow. I love that.
Dad was proud of me that day. I got Chuck E. Cheese that day.
Uh-oh.
Awesome. Now, don't think that just because I had that moment that my parents' job was done. Because if you're a parent, you know. You never stop being a parent. So my dad never stopped fucking with me. Okay?
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
He even had to discipline me in a creative way. Because, he's old school. He wanted to discipline me because I would mess up, just like any kid messes up. And my dad, he wanted to hit me, but you can't punch a dwarf. No, that's 12 years bad luck. You're not doing that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my dad never hit me. Here's what he would do. When I would mess up, my dad would pick me up, put me on a counter, and then leave.
Damn.
Some of you get it. Some of you are like, what's the big deal? Well, 5-foot counter, 2-foot human. Unless you leave a parachute, not going anywhere for a while.
A parachute.
One time at Christmas, I knocked over the Christmas tree. Dad got mad, picked me up, put me on the counter, called in my sister, was like, hey, Katie, come here. Check it out. Look what I got. Elf on a shelf.
Elf on a shelf. Oh, that's
16th
cold.
birthday. My dad wakes me up on my birthday. Happy birthday, son. I bought you a car. Yeah! I'll run downstairs, run to the kitchen, get to the garage, open it up. Fisher-Price Power Wheel sitting right there in the damn garage. Hey, I lived a block and a half away from school. I still drove that thing to school. I had the first electric car. I was a visionary. Now, I tell those stories about my father, and a lot of you have the appropriate reaction. You laugh. Some of you get that look, and I know that look. I say those stories, and you're like, oh, Brad, that's so sad. Your father made fun of you. What do you think that did to you, Brad? Made me a man. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. Yes.
Shut up. I thank God every day that my dad made fun of me. I'm so thankful that he put a little adversity in my life. That way, I knew how to conquer adversity later. You have to ask yourself one question. Who do you want your kid to be? Do you want your kid to be ready for the world that is or the world that should be? Now, in the world that should be, there should be no murder. There should be no ISIS. There should be no Justin Bieber. But that's not the world we live in. We live in a world where, unfortunately, all those things do exist. So who do you want your kid to be? Do you want your kid to be the person that's never had anything go wrong for them ever? Smooth sailing the entire way? Never had anything wrong, never got hurt, never got a bruise, just run down the street every day, just sunshine and lollipop. No, you don't want that kid. Because when something does happen to that kid, and it will, that kid's not gonna know what to do. People wanna protect their children from life. And to some extent, you have to do that, but you have to let a little in because you're never gonna be able to protect them forever. Life, ladies and gentlemen, has an undefeated record. No one has gone through this thing unscathed. No one. My family got ours about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, my dad came home and announced to the family that he had skin cancer. And we knew as a family, like, all right, we gotta deal with this. And we started dealing with it. And then when my dad had to have part of his face removed for plastic surgery and try to get that cancer off his face, that didn't work. And we had to regroup. Then when he went through radiation treatment, that didn't work. We had to regroup. Then he had to go through chemotherapy. And I had to watch the man who raised me, the man who I love more than anything in this world, wither away to almost nothing. But I was never truly scared because my dad raised me to never fear anything in this world more than him. I knew nothing on this planet was scarier than my dad. Nothing is more powerful than my dad. I know this. My sister knows this. And now cancer knows it because he beat that son of a bitch. You want to know how he did it? Ask him, because my father is sitting right here in the second row. Thank you. Thank you for teaching me. Thank you for teaching me never to quit. Thank you for teaching me to be a man and hopefully be the man that you can be proud of. And now it is my dream. It is my goal to one day have a son. Don't get me wrong, he's gonna be taller than me. That scares the fuck out of me. But one day, I wanna have that moment with my son where we're arguing, just like any father and son does. And we're having that moment and we're arguing and we're getting pissed off. It happens in every household. It is my dream that one day my son will look down at me and get mad at me and pick me up and put me on a counter and be like, Grandpa taught me that one, bitch. Thank you guys very much for being a part of this.
Man. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. We're gonna roll this one out, man. Yeah.
And thank you to UCI Medical Center for keeping my dad alive. I love you guys. Thank you.
Oh, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, he's coming out. Later on, man. Later on, man. Yes. Yes. Okay, man. Whew. See? Oh, boy. I knew it was going to be a good closing part to this one, man, but I didn't think he was going to get the waterworks out of me a little bit. Oh, man, but he did, man. He really had me thinking about a lot with this one, man. Oh boy, great comedy special, man. Just great dude, man, and he's just funny as hell. And he had to, oh gosh, he had to pull some emotions out of me with this one, man. Sorry, you guys, for that one, man. But I just, yeah, a lot just came over me just now. But I'll get to that in a second. All right, that was Brad Williams, y'all, with Daddy Issues, Part 5, the final bit of this stand-up comedy special here. Oh man, dude, it's just every single day that I'm still here living, it surprises me. you know? I mean, I don't mean like surprises me, like, oh, I'm so shocking. Like something in the world shocks me. Nothing in the world shocks me. Even if it is something even more insane that no one's ever seen, because I know that anything can happen. But it's like, I was, jeez, I was on the fast track to death, man, early on. You know, I had already seen too much, started being an adult way too early, you know what I mean, as far as experiences go. And it just really threw me about how much I was just so bitter early on, that to the point where I didn't give a damn about nothing. Life had hit me in so many different directions already, and I just didn't care. And the person, or few persons, but you know, at the same time, the main person that kept me going, you know, was my grandfather, Edward R. Banner, man. He just really knew how. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not going to say that he probably knew something that I might have been feeling in my head, even though that's a strong possibility. But I'll just start from where he started from. I got my sense of humor from my experiences and my family, and my few dwindling friends that I had that have always been down with me, including my sister, Crystal. But everything that I have inside me, everything that I ever use to like make other people laugh, all the stories that I tell my lady and her kids and all the people that I know, it came from all them, you know. And every single time I realize every day that I wake up that I'm alive, it's because they're the ones, you know. I could have very easily given up, and quite a few times I came very, very close. But, you know, my grandfather, man, even though, you know, I had feelings of not wanting to care about life and just wanting to give up early, he did an amazing job, man. Him and my grandmother, Christine Banner, man, it's just, they did they did more with me than I think anybody probably could have, because I was very aware of so much early on, and I wasn't happy with what I was aware of. I wasn't happy with it at all. And their presence, their words always seemed to keep me, you know, going long enough, man. It was almost like they were my heroine, because I needed their fix of their words and all their ass whoopings and all their, you know, shouting matches that we had with each other. You know, my grandparents, my sister, Crystal, my Uncle James, my Uncle Ron, my Aunt Tammy, Aunt Cardi. I don't know if I said my Uncle James yet, but yeah, just everybody. C-Dab, the CEO, B-Rob, all those guys just growing up there, they're the ones that have been my backbone, you know, my support, you know, my people that really, even though they still tell me when I need it that I'm okay, you need to wise up, you're fucking up or something, or man, quit whining like a little bitch or something like that. They're the ones that tell me what I need to hear when I need to hear it. And the thing about my sense of humor, and it is I have a dark one myself, man, because I come out of left field with so much different shit. And the reason I have that is because of them. You know, my grandfather raised me to be somebody, just like he was talking about in this last bit right here, man. No excuses, you know, no participation trophies, you know, no timeouts, you know, nothing like that, man. But one thing that, you know, he didn't have the same mindset like the story that he told about making the kid cry and all that. My pops didn't want to see me get in trouble. He didn't want me to deal with, like, you know, having the eyes on me of being a troublemaker. But, you know, I had it on me anyway. But as a result of that, I let a lot of people mess with me in ways that I shouldn't have. But, you know, there was a couple of times where I was about ready to snap, and then sure enough, he's right there, you know, giving me another lesson and another and another. And if it wasn't for him, man, I would have been dead earlier, you know, than I would have wanted to, as far as the feelings were. And every single year after that, becoming a new man, and up until the point where he died, I just love that man so much, because he was there for me in ways that I could have never imagined that he would have been, because of how much trouble I got into and all the wars we got into, all the ass whoopings he had to give me, and all the checking me all the time. I never would have thought that he would have been there for me in the ways that he was. But he was, man, and it shocked me, because he knew who I was. And he knew what I was capable of, and he also knew what I wasn't capable of. And that's more than I can say for a lot of people that I was coming up with, because people probably thought, oh, well, you know, never can tell with him, you know, never can tell. But he could. And it's, I don't know, man. It's just hearing all this just kind of got me in my feelings a little bit. I'm sorry about this, but my sense of humor, the reason that I'm everything, even my seriousness, everything is in joke form and all that good stuff. It's just like, it's because of them. You know, my Uncle Ron, and I'm obviously not a midget or a dwarf or little person, you know, if whatever you want to call it. But my Uncle Ron, he one time he had me hanging from like this little doorway in our house growing up, because he wanted to see if I could hang from it. But then he would just leave me there. And then I would be like, oh, snap, that's a long fall to the ground for how young I was. And he also put me on top of the refrigerator and left me there. And I was just like, oh, no, let me down and all this stuff, you know. And Pops, every time I did something wrong, he had like an analogy to tell me how it was stupid. And he always punished me in a weird, creative way. I remember the first time he caught me like hungover, just drunk off my ass. He ended up whooping my ass for that, but he also took care of me. You know, and he also yelled in my ear when my giant hangover was hitting me. It's just so much more stuff that I could get to. But my grandfather, you know, he made it to 79 years old, and he had a lot of things going on. He had diabetes. He had been dealing with colon cancer, and he, you know, had a heart attack on the day that I was supposed to introduce my lady Brandy to him. And I just never got to talk to him again after that. It just messed me up for a long time. And because before that, I'd already been dealing with my grandmother's death, and he was dealing with it too. And then to top off everybody else, I don't want to put on the waterworks or nothing like that. But, you know, you're right. He's right about this. Life is undefeated. You're not going to live life and not go through stuff. So the more stuff I went through, the more I just thought that, even as a grown man, I just thought, what would my grandfather say? Because I didn't want to confide in him too much, because I didn't want to sound like a punk, and then he would just tell me just to wise up, because I knew what I would get from him. But it was just like, I like this ending piece from him, because I could tell that Brad's been through a lot. Probably he's had to deal with a lot of shit, and just to have a good person in your corner like that, good parents, you know what I mean, and good people in your life, to have good people in your corner is always a thing that helps, you know. And the people that were in my life, they got me into a lot of trouble because we, you know, was young and all that, but they also got me out of a lot of it, and they checked me when I needed it, you know. One thing about my pops, man, there was a scene, I don't know if you guys have seen like the Equalizer movies with Denzel, but the second one where he was trying to help that little kid out, that's how my pops used to talk to me. He would always just like yell at me in these weird ways just to let me know that he cared, but he wouldn't like make it sweet. He would let me know. And this, like, there was that part in that movie, the second one, where he was just like, use it while you're still alive. You don't know what death is, and all this stuff. And I was like, that's how he would talk to me. Because I'd always say that I just want to die and I don't care about life. And he was just like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You haven't even lived life yet. This is like the beginning, and you got to find out all this other stuff. And then after that, and after that. And here I am now, you know, doing this, you know, working this job, living with my lady. Still got C-Dab and C.O.B. Rob that I talk to and hang out with sometimes. It's rare because I've been busy. But yeah, man, yeah. Don't ever be afraid to go through stuff, man, because the more stuff I go through, the more I know that I'm ready for it because of everything else before that happened. So, you know, just crazy to hear him talk about all that, man, because I just really started thinking about all that and got me almost, nothing's fell out of my face yet. I mean, I'm trying to keep myself together here, man, but yeah, man, great special, man. Funny as hell. And it's nice to know that he can say all that stuff, and it really means something to him, his journey in life, just like all of our journeys. You know, there's a lot more stuff to go through, man, but as long as we know we got that history and we got our ways to deal with it, I don't think we could really go wrong. At least I don't think so. But yeah, man, great special from Brad Williams. Round of applause to him. Daddy Issues, a great one. 2 specials down. I don't know if he's got anything out as of now. I haven't really found that part out, or if he's got something coming up. But I definitely can't wait to get to another special from Brad Williams. He was amazing as hell with this. And it was just all around fun, and glad that we were able to do this together. Excuse me, and have some laughs and have a good time. So yes, very funny, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right there. One more time, Brad Williams with Daddy Issues. Oh man, second comedy special that we've gotten into from him. And if you like that reaction, please boom on the like button for me one more time. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and of course, as always, leave a nice comment for your boy. Constructive critiques, leave a nice suggestion or request. And throw a couple jabs, jokes, and zingers at me. Friendly dialogue, no drama here. All right? Don't need any of that now. Oh, okay, I got through that, man. I was I was feeling like something was about to pour out, and I was just gonna start just losing it. But you know, hey, woosah on that one. This is gonna be Eddie B TV wrapping this one up one more again here. Another great comedy special completed. And I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get to next, man, but I haven't figured out how to use it. I might just put up like a little poll or something, put up a few different comedy specials and see what you guys vote for and see what we can get into. I got a few ideas from a few different comedians. One is George Lopez. See if we can get to one from him. One from Bill Hicks, because Bill Hicks is kind of like a very underrated act, you know, hasn't been really spoken about in a while. And I was thinking maybe another one from Dice, but probably just hold off on that for a while. Or maybe something else. I don't know, man. There's a lot to choose from, but we'll cross that bridge. I'll see which one I'm going to think about. Then I'll put up a poll or vote for it. If I don't do that, then I'll just like come up with something, and then we'll just pick up with another special next Tuesday, and we'll have some more fun. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning into this one more time, man. Big ups to Brad Williams, man. Can't wait to see what you got coming up next. You're a funny ass dude, man, and yeah, man, you almost had me weeping like a little baby at the end. But hey, man, it's my experience, man. I can cry if I want to. I'm a grown man. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves with this one with me. And until next reaction, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.